Hi guys, welcome to the Academy Answers podcast. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening in. I think this is episode 9 and we're doing 20 for 20 series, and we want to get into some real principles that can actually bring us the success that we want for this year, and to help us to get over the euphoria of just the new year and getting to withstand the pressures of the process of the year. What will happen in our minds on April 1, what will happen in our minds on June 25th, just the things that will come at us that we actually skip over when we're planning. So, we want to go through these issues and help our listeners to take on this 2020, this new decade, with a renewed spirit, with a powerful mindset and a way to go forward. So I said that after 7, the 4 from 7 to 10, or the 3 from 7 to 10, I don't know the maths. So it's a 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 4 episodes. I will rant. I'll come hard. I will not make it nice and cushy. I will go deep into what really people do need to understand and appreciate. Some of the hard talk that we need to have. That elephant in the room, the real conversation that we need to have outside of the principle of your commitment and your work ethic and your building better skills and managing your money better. There are some other elephant in the room that we really do have to talk about. And I want to hit some of those just to make it clear and to get it out the way and to really deep dive to go through the issues that are at hand. Today I want to talk about calling a spade, admitting to ourselves and admitting the facts of what's really happening out here in the world and what's happening in our own lives. The top 10 Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies 20 years ago, or 15 to 20 years ago, used to have handsome salary packages and pay out a wonderful pension. Fast forward 15 years to now, the top 100, only 10 of these top Fortune 500 companies have such an attractive salary package and pension plan. And all of these Fortune 500 companies are making 10 times more than they were making 15 years ago. The highest paying jobs, the 25 highest paying jobs in 2016 did not exist in 2005. There is a robot in Taiwan that takes order in a restaurant. Technology is real. The internet is real. The shift to AI, to artificial intelligence, is here. These days, nobody comes on the phone when you call many of these big companies. A machine takes you through the options and solve your issues. Outside of that, if you get someone on the phone, they're probably on the other side of the world. 76% of the people who go to colleges for a specific degree are working. I think it's not 76, between 76 and 86% are working in areas and fields that their degree is unrelated to. That is the reality of what is happening in our world right now. Things and times have changed. There is a system, however, that is set up to protect the old way, because the old way still has interest and investment that it has to protect. So the school system, the colleges have to be protected because it is heavily invested into. It's making millions. There's student loan there. That's a fund that's making millions. There is the whole profession and the whole supplies to the profession and the whole ecosystem around the profession is a lucrative business. But it's not giving a positive ROI. People are getting themselves into mountains of debt for degrees that are useless. People are in colleges doing courses with fluff and frills that has no bearing on what life really is or what's going to happen when they come out here in the work world. Why am I telling you all of this? I'm telling you all of this to reinforce to you that if you have kids, if you in your own mind are looking at the old traditional way to set yourself free, to set your family up for wealth, to get a better life for yourself, that old way is long over with. And if you have kids and you're sending them to college and you're telling them that this is going to happen and you're telling them that that is going to happen, please be aware of what really and truly is happening out here. There are the bank managers and the lawyers and the doctors and the architects and the engineers who used to come out of college, run a regular 9 to 5, 5 days a week, earn big salaries, and go home and build investment portfolios, have money in the bank that give them a handsome interest, and they could do that for 10, 15, 20 years, and they could retire at 60, and they could live good lives, well-off lives before they retire as they work. They have time for their kids, they have time for their family, they get home at 6, they chill out, and it works for them. These days, it's not working anymore. They are not working 9 to 5. They are not getting a chance to see their kids. Things are not going well. It's not that type of deal anymore. They're working 7 days a week, never turn off, always at it, trying to grind, pushing. It's not working. They're frustrated. They're in debt. They don't have any income. They don't have any income levels that can supply them if something goes wrong. They don't have anything saved. They don't have any way to invest. It's all upside down. Listen to me. A career is no longer a guarantee for your wealth. Your paycheck is not your net worth. Your paycheck is not your standard of living. A lot of people are out here who have who owe millions in debts, in student loan debts, who have years of experience and are out here living paycheck to paycheck, who are one paycheck away from being broke, who cannot make it beyond a month or 2 months without their salaries, who are in piles of debt. Listen, the old way is old. It is not working. It is not working out for anybody. Things are changing. These are the days when the internet has removed all the gatekeepers. The traditional stores are closing. You see Toys R Us, you see many of the Macy's, you see many of the Kmart. All these stores are closing their doors because the internet has changed the day. When people could come out of high school, go work somewhere, save some money, pay for college, that's gone. Machines are doing this thing. Robots are taking over. It's not business as usual. It's not business as usual. You now have to really take a deep look as to whether or not that college debt is for you, whether or not pursuing that career is going to work for you, whether or not a 9 to 5 is going to give you that freedom that you want, whether or not the things that you think are a proper way to live is exactly the things that are going to give you that standard of living you want. Whether or not you can continue to depend on a job to give you a good life. Because jobs are sucking people's life away. Because now, those who have this plan, those who have their investment in these industries are under pressure to produce more, to get more from you, to have you do more with less, while they find creative ways of enslaving you to grow their profits, and you are stuck working, missing out on life, missing out on your kids' life, missing out on experiences, unhealthy, overworked, and not being fulfilled, unhappy in job you hate. Study shows that over 90% of Americans go to jobs that they hate. Why? Because they're being squeezed. Why? Because these places are being squeezed and some are being greedy, and the whole makeup of that system is not at all set up with the employee in mind. You have to call a spade a spade. You have to look at what your children are doing. You see, there's this notion in the poorer class that look at the kids' talent and think it's cute. And the middle class, you have them dancing at parties. The lower middle class, you have them performing. You see them excelling in a sport. You see them doing drawing, and we think that it's cute. Oh, he's good at that. And we leave it at that because they're supposed to be lawyers and doctors. In the upper class, parents invest in the children. They look at what they're doing and they put them into environment and into training programs and into institutions that help them to do it better, so they can make a career of it if they continue with that level of interest. We have to think differently. If nothing changes in our minds, nothing will change in our experiences. We have to look at what is working. You don't have to come out here and reinvent the wheel and think about this and fiddle with it and analyze it. The blueprint, the template, the proven systems are wide open out here. There's a way that some people live and they get a certain result. There's a way that some other people live and they get another type of result. It's as simple and as plain as that. You want to live a certain way, look at somebody that is living that way and model that, and you will get that result eventually. Your boss is not living good, they're unhealthy, they're barely struggling, they're always away from their family, they are covering that and sugarcoating that with name brand stuff and a nice car and probably an extra bedroom, and you're aspiring for that, and you're not realizing that you're dreaming of lifestyle servitude. You're aspiring to be normal and to be unhealthy and to be overworked and to be dispassionate. For what? For social standing? For what? For another bedroom? For what? For a nicer car? For what? For the name brand clothes? What do you want? What type of life do you want? What standard of living do you want to have? Forget the material trappings, because those are frivolous. Because everybody who have those are unhappy, miserable, and sick, unhealthy, and complaining. Forget that. What do you want for your life? When the smoke clear, when all this fad and facade is moved away, what is it that you want? And who have what you want? Who is doing it the way you would like to do it? And how do they live? What time do they wake up in the morning? What do they read? What do they eat? What do they spend their time doing? What do they spend their money on? What businesses are they opening? How do they think? How do they surround themselves? What type of people are they hanging with? What type of courses are they getting into? That's what you need to model. Not what the news is saying, not what your parents is saying, not what your teachers are saying, not what your friend is saying. Because none of it is working. None of it is bringing in the result that you want for your life. Why? You are intelligent enough to make a careful analysis. Don't dream of some cushy stuff. You're in college, or you're just out of college, or you're in the workplace dreaming of some cushy stuff instead of researching and looking at the lives that these people are living. You want to be turned on all the time? You're looking at your manager, you're looking at your regional people, you're looking at, do you want to be turned on 24/7? Is that what your idea of a life is? Okay, some people like it. They don't care. They don't mind being away from their children. They're escaping their wives. They're escaping their homes. They're already strung out on unhealthy and can barely breathe and can barely move and is just chasing the stuff and whatever their motivation is. Is that what you want? Do you want a phone that goes off and you always have fires 24/7? Who can pay you to be on the clock, indirectly or directly, 24/7? Is there a price tag that is enough for that for you, in your own perspective? Is that what you want? Or do you prefer to be with your family? Do you prefer to live, to go where you want to go on vacations, to turn off your phone at 6 p.m. in the evenings, or at 8, or at 9? What do you want? So, watch what you aspire for. And look at what is happening with the old traditional way of getting to wealth and a good life. And look at what is happening with school and courses and and all these things that society taught us, or that used to work, that people are still holding on to. Because at some point, at somewhere along the line, you need to accept for yourself that you don't have to settle, and that somewhere, that in some instances, you can accept that you can have a life outside of the matrix, and you are capable of bringing this result to your own life. So the whole point of it is to make you aware, to bring you into a level of awareness, to bring you into a level of thinking and perception that what the old way teaches is hardly working. And the way it is working, it is life-sucking for most people. All the good, glorious professions that are out there, they are stressed, they're overworked, they're unhealthy, they're away from their families. They build mansions in the suburbs, and they're never there. They never see the kids, they never go, they don't get to do it. And those who probably kill themselves at this, and at the point when they actually get a chance to get it, they are too old and too sick and too tired to actually live life. Life is now. There are people out here doing it at a reasonable level, at something that makes life meaningful. Working hard, but living well. And that's what you want. So look at what you want, and don't allow people to hand some concept to you that you haven't fully thought out. Look at it, do the numbers, work out what they're going to pay you, work out how many hours you're going to work, figure out how you're going to go on the vacation, figure out all the things that you will be able to do, and ask yourself if that is enough for you or if that is okay. Figure it out. Do the maths, work it out. Don't allow media, colleges, program advertisers, marketers, your friends, your parents, anyone to hand anything to you without doing the work to analyze it and see if it matches what you want for your life. And if it doesn't fit, refuse to settle. And that is it. As Eric often say, in times of change, it is the learner who will inherit the hurt, and the learned will find themselves with information beautifully equipped for a time that no longer exists. Have a great day, my friends. Thank you. Always a pleasure.